for this Lionsgate portal, the number 8 represents infinity, and it represents our infinite being. We are awakening to our infinite being now, and we're seeing the infinite nature of our life, that the past and the present and the future are all feeding each other. We are in an infinity loop, and they are all talking and communicating with each other. And our DNA actually holds all of that memory. In that 90% that scientists call junk, that's what that DNA is holding. All this information, all the gifts, all your abilities, all the wisdom and the knowledge in the entire universe is within you and is within your DNA. And that is what this plasma and this solar storms and this alignment of the Lionsgate with Sun and Sirius and Orion's belt, that's what it's activating. It's activating our DNA. And Google will say that the sun causes skin cancer and it causes damage to the cellular DNA. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I probably shouldn't say that on a platform like this, but it doesn't cause cancer. The sun is the father. It's the bringer of light. It is the thing that sustains all of life on earth. We need the sun, and we are the sun. We are our like unique little suns, and we are being activated right now with all the energy that's pouring down. Now, people have been worried about these solar storms, like asking like, oh, like, am I going to be harmed by this? And NASA has reassured us that no, the plasma will not even touch us because it cannot penetrate the Earth's atmosphere, which is also not true, because it is penetrating and we are absorbing it. Our DNA is all absorbing the DNA, but it's not causing any harm. It's not causing any negative effects. It's waking up and turning on this junk DNA, the dormant DNA, and we're awakening our multi-dimensional self, and all the gifts and all the abilities that we have are waking up now. So it's amazing, and it's interacting with not only the electromagnetic field of the entire Earth, but all of our individual electromagnetic fields. But this can be very exhausting, right? So it can cause a lot of ascension symptoms. So I wanted to talk about that because a lot of people have asked me questions on that. So ascension symptoms are just like our body trying to integrate all these energies that are pouring down from the sun, from Sirius right now. So you can have fatigue, you can have exhaustion, you can have tiredness, dizziness, blurred vision. You can like either it's like different. Some people struggle sleeping. You're up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. If you're up at those times, that means you're in attunement with the cosmic rhythms. It means that you're in attunement with all the information and all the spiritual wisdom pours in around that time, because that's when the veil is the thinnest. So don't worry if you're waking up at 3 a.m. That's like totally normal for the time that we're in. Or maybe you feel like you could sleep for days, like that's what I feel, because our body is just integrating all these upgrades. And these are such high frequencies for our bodies to hold. We need to give our bodies a little bit of time in order to integrate it so we can hold it, because we have never held frequencies this high before. So this is why people feel so exhausted. We might be having wild dreams. You might be going off into multidimensional realms. That is all helping us prepare for the shift of ascension, and preparing us for all the upgrades and all the updates that are happening within our body, that it just takes some time for us to integrate as our energy field is expanding. You might have disorientation where you're waking up confused, like, is this reality? Like sometimes my dreams feel more real than where I am here on Earth. That you might see like glitches in the matrix. You might get really bad headaches, which is just like the pressure in your head from all this energy expanding in your consciousness. That's really normal as well. That's a really big ascension symptom. Also just distorted aspects of self could be coming up, and wounds and shadows and your traumas and your past could be coming up, and you might be having emotional outbursts, and you might be crying, and all these limiting beliefs will be bubbling up into your awareness right now. But you seem to, all these things that you've been struggling with for a long time, all of a sudden you're just able to move through it. and get over it much quicker than you normally would. And that is this sign of ascension and this sign of you're absorbing these higher frequencies and you're moving on quicker and quicker and quicker. Also, it's just, like it's easier to break old patterns, things that you used to get stuck in, you're easily able to get over it now. Also, changes in appetite, you might be starving or you might feel like not eating anything. So there's lots and lots of different symptoms, but we just need to make sure that we rest and we don't burn out. So let me know. Nightmares as well. Yeah, Crystal, you can definitely, you feel so validated, Dee. Yeah, it's like totally normal. All of this stuff is happening to us. So don't worry about that. It's just our bodies getting used to holding these higher frequencies. But anyway, there's all these upgrades to this electromagnetic field of the earth. I wanted to talk about one thing of the ley lines on the earth. So ley lines are the things that link all the sacred sites, all the monuments, and ancient societies and cultures knew about this, and they used to build all their monuments and structures along these ley lines because it was seen as like an energy highway, and that they were very sacred sites because they held a lot of energy. So things that were built along these ley lines were like the pyramids, Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, underwater cities like Lemuria and Atlantis run along these lines. Uluru in Australia runs along this line. Easter Island, Mount Shasta, the pyramids, the Pyramid of the Sun in Mexico, all of these run along this energy highway. And in China, they call it dragon lines. In South America, the shamans, the Incas, call it spirit lines. And the Aboriginals in Australia, they call it dream lines. And it's all talking about the same thing. And it's where the magnetic meridians of the earth sit. And it's where the chakras of Mother Earth sit as well, if you know anything about that. And the Schumann resonance, which is this, the heartbeat of the earth, when this energy, which is happening right now, the Lionsgate energy is shooting through these ley lines, and the charge is greater and it's causing a fluctuation in the electromagnetic field, and it's causing the Schumann resonance to just go through the roof. And if any of you are up to date on that, that's why. It's because all this energy, all this cosmic energy is shooting through these ley lines, and the Earth's frequency is starting to rise. And we as humans can become connected and in tune with this electric current, and we can get these shifts, we can feel the shifts, and that's what all these ascension symptoms that I just talked about are. But on a 2D map, the ley lines just look like two wiggly lines, right? But when you expand that because our Earth is a sphere, you expand it, it actually turns into a Merkaba, which I've got a little Merkaba here to show you what it actually looks like. So the Earth has an electromagnetic field the shape of a Merkaba. It's pretty cool, and so do we. And this Merkaba is starting to spin. Now, it's starting to spin because of all these high frequencies shooting through the Earth's energy grid at the moment, and it's starting to spin. And just a side note, for males, it spins anti-clockwise, and for females, it spins clockwise. And the top point is called the soul or the sun tetrahedron, and the bottom is the earth tetrahedron. So it's the connection of heaven and earth, the divine and the human. And it's the merging of both. That's what we are, and that's what our energy field is. And it's starting to spin. And they call it the spin rate. The spin rate is going to be at its maximum tomorrow, which means it's going to be spinning the most it's ever spun, and it's shedding. And as the faster it spins, the higher the frequency, right? So the faster it's spinning, the higher frequency, the more we're shedding, the more we're letting go. And the more we let go, the more we can rise. And this is not only healing Mother Gaia, it's helping her raise her own frequency. We're raising our own frequency as well. So it's healing of the planetary Earth's grid, but it's healing us as well. And this spins in the exact ratio of the Fibonacci 3421 sequence. which is pretty amazing. But Fibonacci is another story, and I'm going to have to say that on another video. But this is clearing out all heavy, dense energies on a collective scale, and it's preparing us for an ascension, which is what the time that we're in. We're in the time of ascension. So we're healing our Merkaba light bodies. The earth is healing its own Merkaba, and things are rapidly falling away. If you guys have realized how life's just been speeding up and things have just been falling away so fast and you just don't know what's happening, that is because this is starting to spin. Our energy light bodies are starting to spin. It's ready to shed. It's ready to rise. And all our frequencies are rising because of it. And what also is activating this Merkaba is Sirius. So Sirius has been shooting down light codes since the 7-7 portal, since the 7th of July. And the Lion's Gate aligns with the Sirius star. And so does the Great Pyramid. The Great Pyramid in Egypt aligns with Sirius, which is what I was talking about with the ley lines. The pyramid is on that ley line. And the Sphinx is also aligned with the sun. And this is what's opening up the energy highway and gateway to just flood in all this high frequency energy from two of the most powerful star systems, not only Sirius, but also Orion, is pouring through these grid lines, activating the earth and activating us. And it's moving us towards divine wisdom and enlightenment. As it starts to spin, this spins, we start to shed, we start to heal, and we start transforming back to our original crystalline rainbow plasma light bodies, which is what I was talking about at the start. And this Merkaba is also, I'll show it here, it is known as the vehicle of ascension. And ascended masters used to visualize Merkabas in order to reach the higher realms. And that's what we're doing now. And this is why now is such a perfect and powerful time for spiritual awakening, is because this Merkaba is starting to spin and we're raising higher and higher and higher up into higher realms of consciousness. Our awareness is expanding and our mind, body, and spirit are coming into union. And this vehicle, which is what the Merkaba is, helps us transport the mind and the body from one dimension to another. So we're able to transcend the 3D limits in the mind to access the 5D, the quantum realm, the realm of infinite possibilities. And this is where we can quantum jump and quantum leap into our manifestations and manifest all the abundance. This is why now is such a profound time to manifest, not because Lionsgate 88, like 8's the lucky number. That's not what this is. We are able to transcend the 3D, enter the 5D realm, and literally magnetize everything to us through our own energy. It's not about sitting and writing your manifestations down. This is an energy upgrade, so we can just magnetize things straight to us. It's super, super amazing. And Sirius is known as the spiritual sun. So this helps us with spiritual upgrades and spiritual awakenings. And it's accelerating our spiritual awakening now because our Merkabas are starting to spin. And there's so much gold frequency pouring down at the moment, and we literally have the Midas touch. Like everything you touch turns to gold. That is the energy of this time, and that's why it's the time of manifesting abundance. And it's really about connecting in with the energy in order to manifest it and attract it in. It's not like we're having to do something. It's just about being it. It's about being in that energy.